Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke, and oh boy, well did we have crows for dinner last night. Here's what's on this episode. This is the kind of Collingwood that should have been there all season. Right, so I can't stress it enough that it's all coming at the right time. Alright, now that you're all Nostradamuses and seeing into the future, let's get into it. Roll that intro. I think we're going to win by 34 points. My big call is going to be that Elliott kicks 4 goals and he gets his mojo back. So I predicted what I thought would be a big win, which was over 30 points. We kind of doubled my prediction. Jamie Elliott kicked 5. I predicted he would kick 4. I'm still counting that as a win because I haven't had a prediction win in so long, so please just give me this one. So this game summed up was pretty much a tale of two halves. In the first half, we dominated a lot of the ball, but we just didn't have the scoring opportunities when we went inside 50, and that only equated to 5 goals. Adelaide did only kick a couple of goals for that half, but still, we weren't as crisp and as clean with the ball as we should have been with the amount of ball that we were winning. During those first 2 quarters, what we were doing was we were kicking it long into our forward line, which is good. You know, we had Ruffy down there, we had Mychek down there, and all the other small forwards. But Adelaide's defenders were peeling off and taking uncontested marks. Kind of reminded me of what West Coast were doing. So it just means that our forwards weren't as accountable as they should be when the ball's coming into the 50. And you can't afford to do that against teams that will dominate you like West Coast, like Richmond will do as well with Grimes and stuff. Our second half was much better. It was reminiscent of late 2018 and that finals run when all we were doing is run and carry, hitting targets, and playing that Collingwood brand that was exciting to watch. You know, we dominated 2018 with it, and you know, we haven't seen it in 2019, bar some patches, the Brisbane game, maybe that Richmond game, the first Richmond game anyway, and a little bit here and there. But it looks like we're turning the cogs at the right time with the right personnel, got a couple of guys coming back, and that game against Adelaide should be the blueprint of how we move forward now. Jeremy Howe took another Mark of the Year contender, of course. He does it every week. That's just become such a cliche to say now. Taylor Adams kicked 2 goals, finding his best form at the right time, and our small forwards were just on fire. And that was a really good segue for my first like of the game, our small forwards. Like I said, on absolute fire, and the Swoop squad is back, baby! So last episode, I said this. I think we need to kick at least 13 goals on Adelaide's home turf to win this game. And between Elliott, Thomas, Varco, and the hyphen, they kicked 12 goals. So you can see that when I said the Swoop squad is back, baby, I actually meant that the Swoop squad is back, baby! Oh, me. That's so bad. I want to keep it in. And what's good about them being back is we don't need checkers to kick 4 or 5 all the time, and we don't need Roughhead to kick any goals. Also, just on that Roughhead bit, I know I've been saying that I don't like him in the forward line, and honestly, I don't like him in the forward line, prefer him in the back line. But what he does is, he provides that dummy target. He's over 200 centimetres tall. He gets their biggest forward. I think at one point, Talia might have been on him, but when the ball comes there, as long as he brings it down to the ground, kind of like what Cox does, and he just gives us another high-marking big guy in the forward line, which isn't a bad thing, but like I said, prefer him in the back line, but he does work in the forward line. Alright, tourniquet football. What I mean by tourniquet football is that we cut off all their supply with our run and carry, with our, keepings off at times. Our switching game was really good yesterday. We were chipping it around, kind of like that round 3 game, kind of like that round 2 game against Richmond, where all we did was chip it around. We took all those marks, and what that meant is that we played the game on our terms. This is the kind of Collingwood that should have been there all season, but unfortunately, game plans change, I guess. But like I said, this should be the blueprint of how we play against Essendon next week and into the finals. Our run and carry was next level, and something that just excites us as fans. Well, I know it excites me when you see them running coast to coast for a goal, or getting those quick fire handballs, and not just those quick fire handballs where it's just to no one in particular, put someone's under pressure and then they get tackled. I mean, like, through the middle, we were cutting through that corridor like we had a hall pass. It was incredible. This is not particularly for this game or a passage of play or a player from this game, but we're winning games without our star players. And when I mean star players, I mean like Dugowie was on fire all season. Steve-O was good for half the season and good, all of last season. Moore, our best defender, is out. So what I mean is that we're winning games where we're not relying on one or two guys. If Dugowie, arguably one of our best players, goes down, we don't start losing games. Or if Steve-O goes down. And everyone's chipping in. Someone mentioned on Instagram that, we had numerous goal kickers, and that's the thing. If you're relying on Jordan Dugowie to kick 4 a game and Majacek to kick 5 a game, the opposition knows who you're going to go to all the time. But if you have 6, 7, 8, 9 multiple goal scorers, then they've got goals in every avenue, and that's what's going to win you games. Also, just a quick shout out to Jamie Elliott. He's found his form. That's it. That's the game that he needed. That was his breakout game. I said it last week. Josh Thomas and Jamie Elliott really have to stand up like they haven't been doing for much of the season, where he needed a breakout game and Josh Thomas needed a breakout game, and that's exactly what they provided. Joshy kicking 3, Elliott kicking 5, and it's just at the right time. I can't stress it enough that it's all coming at the right time. You saw what happened with Geelong. They played good up until the last, month or two. They were the best team in the competition, playing their brand of football, but maybe they peaked too early and now they're tumbling down the ladder, 1 or 2 spots. But still, we played okay at the start, really shit in the middle, and now we're trying to get back up. And it's just like stairs, you take it 1 week at a time and you're there. And then once it's in finals, you get all those players back and it's just, chef kiss. Also, just a quick couple more shout outs. Braden Maynard, amazing off that half-back line. Don't know what our defence would do without him. Scott Pendlebury had another captain's performance, and Levi Greenwood keeping Tomlins to nothing. Who would think, Levi Greenwood playing that tagger role on a guy like Lynch in the back line where, Levi runs through the middle on his 150th. It's just, credit to him, and he's cemented his place in that back line. Honestly, there wasn't much to dislike about this game. We played really well the second half. The first half we did play well, like I mentioned before, but that will be my first dislike. So, with all that dominance, we just have to get smarter with our ball use. You don't want in a finals game to just be kicking it into no one and then it becomes turned over. We were really good at that in the second half. We were hitting leading targets, but the first quarter or the first 2 quarters can really decide a game, and you just don't want them to do that in a cutthroat final. Honestly, when I was writing the script to this video, I couldn't find anything more to dislike than, our first half service into the forward line and just not making the most of our opportunities. So what I'm going to do is, instead of giving 3 dislikes, I'm going to leave it at that 1, and let's just move on. 1 vote, Braden Maynard. Like I alluded to just before, he was absolutely phenomenal, and I think I said it in the previous episode or one of the episodes before, he is becoming a solid rock in defence, and he's played less than 100 games. I just don't know what our defence would do without him. 2 votes, Scott Pendlebury. Absolute class yesterday. Only got 4 inside 50s, which isn't too much, but he was winning them through the middle, and the link-up play was really good, hitting targets as, only Pendlebury can. When the game was there to be won, he was the man that led us to victory. 3 votes, you know who it's going to be, Jamie Elliott. 5 goals, back to his best. Cannot wait to see him line up with Stevenson, Dugowie. It's just going to be crazy good. Alright, so I've asked Instagram what was their highlight of the match. I'm going to read a couple out. Liam Collins _45. How's high flyer? Probably one of his best for the year. Alright, excuse me if I get this wrong, but Lai Lenarde said Maynard's goal from 50 metres. There was a couple of those ones. Caitlin McCormack also said Maynard getting a killer shot at goal. Will's tackling effort. Billy kicking a bag. Billy kicking a bag is going to pop up a lot in this segment, let me just tell you now. Sebastian McLeod, my highlight was the whole second half. Let me tell you what, Sebastian. Me too, brother. Pie Hard Podcast. Check out the podcast, really good. Jamie Elliott back in town. Bit of a bro fist emoji as well. That _Dom_guy said Elliott's 5, multiple goal kickers, defensive pressure, destroying the Crows on their home ground. And that's the killer, isn't it? Destroying the Crows on their home ground. We travel so well, and this just highlights how good we are as a team. Grace Cronan said Bruzzy's goal. Like I said, just going to keep appearing. Underscore Rory Coughlin said, Scharenberg's defending on text was outstanding. He should get some more attention, that bloke. Absolute unit. And I haven't mentioned him so far, but Scharenberg kept text to like peanuts pretty much. Scharenberg just blanketed him like it was a cold night and you were just watching Netflix at home. Fletcher Quinlan said, Cal Brown back with the flight and overall performance. And my highlight of the day, I kind of mentioned it before, our run through the middle. Pendlebury to Wills, Wills breaking that tackle, we go inside 50 and Will Hoskin-Elliott finishes off with the goal. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, geez Louise. As I'm recording this, Richmond win, we're back down to 5th now. And this Essendon game is just very tantalising for our top 4 prospects. Everything has to go right for us. And like I said in, I think it was my mid-season preview video, or one of my videos before, if you have to start relying on teams to win or to lose, you haven't really done your job. But what else can you do at the moment? We have to rely on the Lions to beat Richmond or Hawthorn to beat West Coast. So that's what I'm looking forward to next weekend. Alright, so this week's shout out for the closest winning margin, and the winner goes to Heath Buster Sutton. He said Pies by 39. He did say my check to get 4. Didn't get 4, but Pies by 39 is the closest margin. So here's a shout out. Well done, dude. Eddie Betts, 600 career goals. Amazing. Well done to him. Also, I just want to give a shout out here to Nathan Buckley. Obviously, he's not watching, but the way he's just coached us in these last couple of weeks, a little bit of changes, a little bit of tweaking, and we're playing football that is just putting a smile on my face. That's been my episode. That's been my review. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, I'll swoop you later. Unlike Romeo and Juliet, this tale didn't get worse. Unlike Romeo and Juliet, we didn't... nah. We just like, shit. Alright, what are we moving on to, Luke? Good question. Swoop votes. I got issues. You got them too.